welcome into Cowboys Rewind. I'm Dani Sureck. The Cowboys lead the division after a 37-34 victory over the Giants in a game that was a roller coaster of emotions. The highs. This was the most cohesive performance by the defense so far this season, including a strip sack by defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, recovered by cornerback Anthony Brown, and taken into the end zone. On a trick play, wide receiver Cedric Wilson threw a touchdown pass to quarterback Dak Prescott. The low of the game came in the third quarter when Prescott was carted off the field in tears with a right ankle compound fracture and dislocation, a season-ending injury. The Cowboys were triumphant and proved their resiliency to refocus and walk away with a win after losing their leader. Let's recap that wild ride with sounds from the sideline.
Second and goal, out of the eye. Prescott will give it to Elliott in right guard, diving across the goal line. Touchdown, Elliott.
They can't hold up. They can't hold up. They can't hold up. They cannot. I want you to play a 4-eye. You understand?
Right hand strong.
Yes, now he cannot come down on you. You will be solid. He has to step out.
Hey, here we go. One play at a time. We got to lock in, boys. Be ready, because we got to sprint to the ball.
First down, they fake to Gallman, and Jones fumbles the ball. It is picked up by the Cowboys, and running down the left side, it is Anthony Brown. Welcome back.
I'm back in that bag. I've been chasing this all night. Welcome back, my boy. That's what we do. Come on.
Elliott in motion and sets up to Prescott's right. They're going to reverse. Wilson's going to throw to Prescott. Prescott caught it at the goal line. Touchdown. Wilson to Prescott. There's your razzle-dazzle.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, Dak.
Let's go. Woo! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Man, I said, no, cause I'm about to get smoked. Oh, I squeezed the I thought I was about to get smashed, so I just tried to turn real quick. Woo. I'm like, man, get it over him, get it over him. I'm saying, I'm about to get smashed.
Flow for a minute, huh?
I'm about to get my head taken off, yeah. Said, you want that ball? You want that, huh? The ball? You got it.
And here's a quarterback draw. Up the middle, Prescott. Bouncing out to the left across the 20.
Boy, and he's hurt.
Yard
Dak
line.
Prescott's hurt. I didn't like the way he fell. That foot was just pointed in a direction it should not be, and now Jason Garrett also has come out.
Watch your ankle, watch your ankle.
And the crowd will respond. Prescott can't put any weight on it. That is bad. And Andy Dalton come on down. Under center at the 12. Dalton's going to give it to Elliott. Coming right. Broke a tackle. To the 5. Watch the dog. Spikes the ball.
Hey, this on us. Let's go. Come on, let's take over this. Let's go. They can't hold up. They can't hold up.
Elliott to his right. Snap back. 4-man rush. Deep ball down the right side for Gallup. Caught it! It's a 34-yard kick to win the game. The kick's up. It snakes inside the right upright, and the Cowboys win.
Oh, baby! Yeah!
Prescott had successful surgery on his right ankle and was back at the Star this week. The Cowboys will now have to rely on backup Andy Dalton, who's familiar with the responsibilities as a starting QB from his time in Cincinnati. We hear from head coach Mike McCarthy on the quarterback transition after the break.
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T Academy, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
Hey, Dak.
What up, Dak?
Fo, what's up, my guy?
Hey, Dak, what's going on, man?
What up, Dak?
Dak, what's up, brother?
What's up, Four?
What's good with you, Four? Get well soon, bro. I'm praying for you.
I want to let you know we all love you.
You're one of the strongest guys I know.
God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
We're praying for you, brother, for a speedy recovery. Man, we love you. We're praying for you. And
Stay up, bro. Stay strong, and I'll see you soon.
Just want to say we're praying for you. Love you, boy.
Just keep your head up, and you're going to be back in no time. Every Sunday, man, we'll be out there fighting for you. Excited for the comeback. Let's go.
Prayers for a speedy recovery, but this year for you. Believe that.
Foes up all year with that.
Dak Prescott's teammates showering him with love and support, wishing him a speedy recovery after his season-ending right ankle injury in the Giants game. Prescott later went on his social media and thanked his teammates and all of the fans for their love and support. He says he's feeling good and he's ready to watch the season from a different perspective. And of course, Prescott was smiling ear to ear in his entire video. The Cowboys will now rely on Andy Dalton, a Katy, Texas native and TCU alum, as their new starter, who spent the last 9 years starting for the Bengals. Running back Ezekiel Elliott said when Dalton entered the huddle in the third quarter taking over for Prescott, he immediately took charge. Dalton told his teammates, "This is what I came here for. I came here to win." Head coach Mike McCarthy joined Bill Jones on the Mike McCarthy Show and shared some insight on his new starting quarterback.
Coach, of course, everyone talking about the injury to Dak Prescott, and I'd like to start there in just the resolve of your team after Dak goes down with the injury with 6 minutes left in the third quarter last week to win that game, and where you feel like they are going forward now coming into this game against the Cardinals.
Definitely, that was a tough moment. You never want to see any player be injured, but I think the response on the field, not only by our football team but by the sideline of the New York Giants, says it all as far as what Dak represents both as a man and as a football player. And frankly, I think our team just illustrated his fight and made the key plays down the stretch. Played probably our best team football of the season, and it was needed at that point in the game, and that's exactly what we're trying to emphasize and build off of this week as we go into the Monday night game against Arizona.
You had a chance, I know, at least a couple of times to visit with Dak in the 24 hours after the injury, and we all know what kind of positive spirit that Dak has about him, and going forward in his recovery from this, that can-do attitude will be something I'm sure that he'll lean on going forward.
Oh, definitely. He's already exhibited such a positive outlook, and frankly, I'm looking forward to just getting him back in the building and being around his teammates and being in the quarterback meeting and that type, because he needs it, we need it, and that'll be all part of his his process of getting healed and getting himself right for next year.
Andy Dalton comes in, and being a veteran quarterback, he takes over the reins and leads the team to the victory in the end that day. Going forward, Dalton, there was a reason he became available, and you jumped on the opportunity during the offseason. Where do you think things stand now with a veteran quarterback to take over? You have to feel pretty fortunate that you have Dalton.
Well, Andy's ready to go. Obviously, his experience speaks volumes, and it's definitely is what we'll rely on. As you watch the weeks of preparation as they build from the beginning of the season, he was a great asset to Dak, but more importantly, he was preparing himself to always be ready to play. So, he has the preparation and the experience of a big time starter, and I don't think we'll miss a beat as far as how we want to attack the Arizona Cardinals defense.
Mike McCarthy says it's not so much a challenge making sure that Dalton is ready to go as a new starter, as much as it is making sure that former third-string quarterback, now backup, rookie Ben DiNucci is ready to go at a moment's notice. Catch the Mike McCarthy Show at 11 p.m. on CBS 11 Saturday nights. The Cowboys defense put up their best performance of the year, including their first defensive touchdown. We talk about the Cowboys defense and how they can carry over that success this Monday night against the Cardinals next.
First down, they fake to Gallman, and Jones fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Cowboys, and running down the left side, it is Anthony Brown. Welcome back from the injured list, 30 yards for number 30.
Cornerback Anthony Brown with a scoop and score for 6 in his first game back off IR from a rib injury. The Cowboys defense played their most complimentary football and held the Giants to just 300 total net yards in their 37-34 victory. Despite New York being one of the worst offenses in the league in many categories, it was still the best performance from this Cowboys defense so far. Former Cowboys safeties Danny McCray and Barry Church joined Newey Scruggs on their podcast, The Players Lounge, to talk about how the Cowboys defense can have another strong outing against such a prolific Cardinals offense.
Mike Nolan going on the sidelines on Sunday. The Cowboys defense played better, but oh, by the way, you played the arguably one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst, in the winless New York Giants. So, Danny, how much do you think it helped that Nolan was on the sidelines to help run his defense?
I don't think it helped much. I mean, if anything, it kind of gave you somebody to look at, to be accountable to. But I think more of the noise that was heard, outside of the, in the media, with them not hustling and not giving effort. I think they look deep inside themselves and figured, what they were seeing on film wasn't right. So I think it was more on the players than it was on the coach. But I don't think Nolan made that much of a difference. And like you said, it was the Giants. So let's see how much of a difference it makes versus a better offense that we see on Monday.
Yeah, I think him coming down from the press box. I mean, I don't know. I'm always the type that likes to have my coordinator down there. I know Marinelli was down there with us all the time, just so you can talk to him and see what he's seeing out there. So for me, I think it could have helped just a little bit. Not that much better, because they didn't perform that much better against the Giants. But I say it could have helped a little bit. So for me, I hope he stays down there. I hope he stays down there, because hopefully that's helping keeping the players accountable in some way, some fashion, and hopefully we can just improve on this. Hopefully we can get the momentum rolling. I'm still optimistic about this team and the defense, but I'm starting to worry. I'm starting to worry, man.
10-6.
I told y'all I was confused yesterday. I told y'all I was confused yesterday, man.
So Mike Nolan's defense did get a pick 6. Daniel Jones has been very charitable during his time as an NFL quarterback, and the Cowboys ended up taking advantage of it. It was a strip sack by Tank Lawrence. Anthony Brown gets it and goes and scores a pick 6. Do you think that Tank Lawrence had his turnaround game? This is his first full sack since week 9 of last year. So do you think Tank is now on the right side of things?
Hold on, Newey. We're not giving away pick 6s, all right? That was a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Yes,
we are not going to give the secondary.
Yes.
We come out here talking about the secondary was able to get a pick 6 off somebody.
I said strip. I said strip sack and then said pick 6 off. Yes, but yes. My bad.
Listen. I think for DeMarcus Lawrence, this was huge, and I think. Now that they see what they need to do, which is have him move around and pick and choose, the matchups that he sees best to fit for him to go take advantage of, I think that is the key to him being successful this season. So
tune into the Players Lounge weekdays at 2:30 on DallasCowboys.com. The Cardinals offense will be a tougher task for the Cowboys defense than the Giants were last week. The Cardinals have their fair share of weapons, including Allen High School alum quarterback Kyler Murray, who is 6-0 all-time at AT&T Stadium. What can the Cowboys expect to see from Murray Monday night? We'll tell you next. Welcome back to Cowboys Rewind. The Cardinals flying to town for some Monday Night Football, and quarterback Kyler Murray is no stranger to playing at AT&T Stadium. The Allen High School alum is 6-0 all-time at AT&T Stadium, where he won 3 straight high school football championships and a 2018 Big 12 title with Oklahoma. Bucky Brooks hopped on the Cowboys Break podcast this week and discussed in detail what makes Murray so difficult to defend.
This Arizona offense is explosive, it's dynamic. They can attack you a bunch of different ways. Their quarterback, who is a Texas high school legend, is as good as advertised. Kyler Murray is everything that you look for at the position. He's efficient, he's explosive. He does a great job of really testing the defense with his arm and his legs, and he is really kind of coming to his own in his second season, even though the numbers will tell you that he has had some struggles with the 6 interceptions. He's completing almost 70% of his passes. He has 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, as I spoke about, but he has 5 touchdowns on the ground. And as he is beginning to really get comfortable in this offense, they added another weapon in Deandre Hopkins, maybe the best wide receiver in football, and they are treating him as such. Deandre Hopkins leads the league in receiving yards. He's the only player in the National Football League with over 500 receiving yards and 40-plus catches. They are using him beyond just being a chain mover like he was used in Houston. He's taking it deep. He's doing more things on the route tree than we've seen him do. And Cliff Kingsbury really has this offense rolling because they got a couple running backs in Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds. The offensive line has been better than expected. And so because of this offense can explode. And we really haven't seen them tap into that explosive nature, but they can be a handful.
Bucky, last weekend in the game against the Giants, we saw the Dallas defense take an itty tiny bit step forward. But when you're talking about the Arizona's offense, is this a game where hopefully the defense is able to take another itty bitty step forward, or kind of go back to what we've been seeing?
You know, it's interesting because the Cowboys' issues have been against the run and the pass. Last week we saw where the Giants tried to run right at them successfully early in the game, and then the Cowboys were able to kind of get it under control, I would say, and put the game on Daniel Jones. The Cardinals typically don't operate like that. Like, they will run it, but they're at their best when Kyler Murray is just kind of dealing like a Vegas casino dealer. He's just kind of distributing the ball to all the playmakers that they have around him, and it goes.
Listen in to the Cowboys Break podcast weekdays at 11:30 in the morning on DallasCowboys.com. Kyler Murray has plenty of weapons to target, including wide receiver Deandre Hopkins, who's got more than 500 yards through the first 5 weeks. He's also got wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, an 11-time Pro Bowler in his 17th season. Who can best defend these receivers on the Cowboys defense? Don't go anywhere. Key matchups coming your way. The Cowboys are dealing with their fair share of injuries and have lost a starter at almost every position. Yet they still have to find a way to win, and they're going to do so by relying on the next man up mentality of younger players stepping up and making an impact. The Special Edition crew talked about who some of those younger players are going to be matched up against in Monday night's game against the Cardinals.
Let's look at the matchups on Monday night as the Cowboys take on the Cardinals. Let's start with Bucky Brooks. And Bucky, you've got the matchup of Kyler Murray against the Cowboy linebackers.
Yeah, the linebackers have a long day ahead of them trying to stay with Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray is not only dangerous in the pocket, the magic happens when he leaves the pocket. And so you're talking about Jalen Smith and Joe Thomas and those guys having to corral Kyler Murray, trying to find a way to slow him down. He is a dangerous playmaker outside of it. 5 rushing touchdowns. Somehow, some way, the Cowboys got to make sure they keep him contained.
And we'll see if Leighton Vander Esch will be back or not. As the practice began this week, Vander Esch was a full go at practice. We'll see his availability. Let's get to matchup number 2, and Nate, and it's that Arizona pass rush against those young offensive tackles of the Cowboys.
As we spoke earlier, it is a plethora of players. You know, it's Corey Peters, Jordan Phillips, even Isaiah Simmons, the young guy out of Clemson, the first round. A lot of guys got 2 sacks. Well, a lot of guys got 1 sack. Buda Baker, he's got 1 sack. So Coach Vance Johnson got a bunch of guys coming. So the Dallas Cowboys offensive line has to know their assignments and block accordingly.
All right, let's get to matchup number 3. Isaiah, It's those Arizona wide receivers. Of course, the big move they made in the offseason, Deandre Hopkins, and he's doing exactly what he did in Houston against the Dallas DBs.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are this one of the best in the league, if not the best. You know, he's arguably that guy, right? D Hop, and then obviously you have a Hall of Famer that's on the other side in the form of Larry Fitzgerald, and then you have Kirk in the slot. This is going to be a problem these guys are going to have to handle. Obviously, our secondaries has some issues so far this season. It doesn't get better this week. If they give Kyler Murray time, these guys will get open.
Tune in to Special Edition Saturday nights at 11 p.m. on CBS 11. Cowboys host the Cardinals Monday night at AT&T Stadium, and it'll be the first game in 4 years without Dak Prescott on the field. Kickoff is set for 7:15, and Cowboys pregame live starts at 6 p.m. That'll get you set and ready to go for the game, and you can watch on all Dallas Cowboys social platforms. Thanks for watching Cowboys Rewind. I'm Dani Sureck, and I'll see you next time.
Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T. SWBC Mortgage, financial solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit swbc.com. And by the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. Want to tour AT&T Stadium? For more information, call 817-892-TOUR or visit dallascowboys.com/tours.